the ground. And if we know anything about dust or ground throughout Scripture, and especially back in this context here, it's really a whole lot of nothing. Right? Dust is really seen as like lowliness. It's like dust is down here. Like, we don't worry about dust. In fact, if you remember in some of the New Testament texts where Jesus says, dust your feet, get the dust off your feet as you leave that place, because they're not even worthy of you taking the dust from their town on your feet as you go through. Dust is seen as something that's of little importance. And then we see that he takes that thing that's of little importance and turns into something that's of greatest importance. He forms it. This word form is where we get our idea of the forming of clay, right? How many songs we have, the potter's hand, the clay being formed, God forming us and making us into who we are. It has this pottery, this formation type of feel when it talks about it, which makes sense because you're almost taking the dust and turning it into clay, and then God is creating and making mankind into who he is, into his image. But up to this point, so far, it seems that we're just being formed and made, and we're basically kind of with the animals at this point, right? Because the animals were created out of the dust of the ground, as we're going to see later. But there's something different that comes.